Hello and welcome to another PheedLoop tutorial with me, Lisa from EARLI Office. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the different networking options within PheedLoop, as I'm sure very many of you are looking forward to connect with your fellow delegates, to share information, perhaps even start preliminary talks for a new collaboration with a colleague that you've met in the conference. So there's really a lot of ways that you can interact with one another, and I'll briefly walk you through the main things that you can do within PheedLoop to connect with your colleagues. So we're starting in the lobby, which is where you're always redirected upon accessing the PheedLoop platform. And the first thing you'll want to have a look at is the chat widget. Now, the chat widget you'll find in every part of the PheedLoop platform, be it in sessions, be it in the exhibition hall, and indeed also in the lobby. You have public chats, which is what you'll see here. It's just a list of chat messages being shared by people who have accessed this part of the PheedLoop platform. And if there's, for example, someone that you think has made an so if you think that there's someone who's made an interesting point and you're willing to take the discussion up further with them, you can just click their name, send them a private message, and you can start chatting. Once you are chatting with someone, their private chat message will show up in your private chat field. Once you are chatting with someone, your private chat exchange will show up in your private chat window, which you can just toggle this way. And you'll see that you also have the options there to join a video call with them, for example. So here I could join in a video call with my colleague Steph if I would like to do that. So here I can join in a video call with my colleague Steph, for example, at any point in the conference. And I can do that at any point during the conference, but also before and even after the conference has finished. I can also use this widget here to see who else is accessing the lobby at this particular time. Now, this is not so many. Now, at the moment, there's not so many people active, but I'm sure that during the early and the Jure conferences, there will be lots of people, lots of activity. So do keep an eye on that to see who else is in the lobby at the same time as you. Another thing you'll want to have a look at is the networking tab, which I'm just going to click now. And there's two interesting options in the networking tab, which I'll just briefly walk you through. Under people, you'll find the full list of all the people acting in the conference. Under people, you'll find the full list of all the people active. Under people, you'll find the full list of anyone attending the conference. So it's a larger list than the one that you'll find under presenters, which only includes active presenters, presenting authors, chairs, and discussants. People really lists everyone who is joining into the conference. So if, for example, you wish to connect with EARLI President Deborah Myhill, you can just enter her name there and you can find her profile there. You can then start chatting, send her a private chat message, perhaps suggest a time to book a meeting with them via video call, and you can continue the conversation in that way. Another option you have is our networking groups, and these are very interesting ways of connecting with more than just one delegate at a time. We'll have a number of SIG networking groups, such as this one, where you will find listed at which times SIGs are actually taking the role, where you will find it listed at which times SIGs are hosting live meetings in their networking groups. And before you join in the call, you always have this device settings option where you can just briefly check your audio and video settings before you join in the meeting. Again, as I mentioned before, you have a chat here per networking group where you can also see who else is in the networking group at that particular time. We'll have more formal networking groups, such as the SIG networking groups, but also informal groups, such as the water cooler, which is basically just what it says, informal chit chat at the water cooler. So do check that out as well. Whenever you receive a new chat message, you're going to want to keep a look on this thing here, as this will notify you whether you have any new notifications or any red notifications. So that's also something to keep an eye on, as that will inform you whether there's any new communication you might want to have a look at. So those are basically the main things that you can do within PheedLoop in order to connect with your colleagues, send them chat messages, invite them for a video call, or join in one of our networking groups. Of course, we also have a myriad of social events. either informal social events such as our cocktail hour, or more formal social events such as the chat with the EC or the lunch with professors, where you can also connect with your fellow colleagues through an actually organized session. So do also keep an eye out for our very many social events where you'll also be able to connect with your colleagues.